I'll do my best. I want to start by thanking Superintendent Bob Fisher, all the staff members for giving me an opportunity to speak here today, as well as the students, the teachers, families, friends, veterans, and their families. Thanks for your attendance today. I'm honored to be here to talk about Veterans Day, share some of my experiences, and possibly pass on some words of wisdom. One of the things that I've grown to appreciate more and more over the 30 years that I served and proudly wore the uniform was the incredible bond that exists between the shared experiences that we have existing not only with the soldiers that are service members that we serve with shoulder to shoulder, but with the ones that have worn the uniform spanning different generations and different conflicts. Whenever I approach somebody, I can generally tell that they were in the service. It's just something that we pick up, mannerisms, things that we've learned along the way. Veterans Day, as I stated, I'm going to talk about Veterans Day a bit before I share my experiences, but Veterans Day is an American national holiday honoring veterans of the armed forces that served proudly, and unfortunately some were killed during the country's wars. It serves to acknowledge that their contributions to our national security are appreciated. The observance originated in 1919 when the first anniversary of 1918 armistice, which is the formal agreement of warring parties to stop fighting. That ended World War I and was known as Armistice Day. It was later renamed Veterans Day in 1954. I've often been asked why I joined the military. So I left this area in 1988 when I was 17 years old. But it all started when I was much younger than that. I had an opportunity to talk to my uncles, Paul Smith, who's here today, June Smith, who unfortunately isn't with us anymore, but I, as a child, would ask a lot of questions, not in a harassing way, but I would ask a lot of questions, and not every visit, but it was enough to spark an interest. It was enough to get my attention. Not only because of some of the stories they told, but because of the respect I had for them as my uncles. They were legends to me, and I would listen to every word that rolled off their tongue. So that had a huge impact on my decision to join the military, which is why I did. I'm trying to follow this, but I'm probably going to blow this up. I grew up just like everybody else in this region. I participated in sports. I was promised my family that I wouldn't tell jokes. But this is actually a true story. One of the lessons learned that I want to share with you is you're not judged by how you fall down, it's by how you get up. So I will share this story. In this very gymnasium, about 40 years ago, I was playing basketball on the junior high team, and I was a forward. And it was one of those games where a lot of the family members showed up. And I believe it happened right here. All the activity was happening at that end of the court. They throw the ball to me, I'm at this end all by myself, and I go up for what some people would refer to as a simple layup. But it's not always simple. So I magically went up, threw the ball up for the layup, it hit the backboard, and magically doubled speed as it came back towards me. And bottom line is I didn't make the shot, I didn't score, and it was completely embarrassing as my family watched me in silence. So I switched to wrestling and found my niche and performed a lot better. So that's a lesson that I'll share later, but we're all humans, we all make mistakes. You're judged by how you recover, how you get up, but not how you fall down. And when I say recover, I mean not making the same mistakes multiple times, doing the right thing as you fix that mistake. But after the graduating high school, I left for the Army at the age of 17. My mom, who's here, drove me to the recruiter, and she cried the whole way. I wasn't really sure why, because I was a hardhead and a bit of a headache at times, but I guess she loved me and she didn't want me to leave. I looked at it as another opportunity, another journey in life, another challenge. So I was willing and ready to go. I later had the opportunity to serve at a couple of locations. Paul had served at Fort Benning and Fort Carson, which we discussed this morning. But I just thought about all of the exciting adventures, some good, some bad, and I couldn't wait to get started. So thanks for the inspiration. I learned a lot of life lessons growing up here. Two older brothers, Brian and Scott.